What's going on, guys? Back here with another video. Today we're going to be reviewing the Jeff Hardy Ultimate Edition. I believe this is the fan takeover. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I don't think this is the fan takeover. I'll have to look at the back of the packaging and see. But I've been trying to stack up on my Jeff Hardy action figures. If you saw my last video, I got a package from I bought a package off a guy off of Instagram. I got a few Jeffs, and this was one of them in it. I passed up this figure around when it first came out, and I was thinking about getting it, but at that point I just decided to put it off. And then when I went back to go get it, it was really expensive. And then this guy off of Instagram, he had a great deal on it, so I had to pick it up along with some other ones that you'll see in a few minutes. I'm going to pop his Instagram page up here real quick. So that's his Instagram page. You can go check him out, give him a follow. But yeah, just want to go ahead. I got this for a custom. I think I know how I'm going to do it, but I'm not sure yet. So we're going to go ahead and get into it right quick. We're going to go ahead and look at the packaging. Right here we have the figure in the packaging. The head's off to the side. See, we got Ultimate right there. We got a little bit of a glare. Ultimate Edition. And then we have, raise the camera up, the Jeff Hardy, his name. A picture of him on the side, what he looked like around that time. And then here we do have another picture of him, his name. And then you could pause it right there if you want to read the stats and read the little spot right there on the back. You could pause it now. And his name on the side again. So we are going to go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging, look at it on the turntable, talk about it and everything, and then we'll look at the figure's accessories and then get into the figure itself. So here we go. And here's a look at the figure out of the package. We do have Jeff Post up on the stand there. There is some things about the figure that I don't quite like, but there is a lot of things that I do like about this figure. One thing that really kind of stands out, I don't know if it's just me, but the shirt, the tank top kind of looks a little weird. I don't know if it's just because it's open so much towards the chest or something like that. I don't know, it just kind of looks a little weird sitting on it. And the towel, it falls out a lot. So if you are in pick fed and you want it to stay, you might have to put a little bit of glue right on the end of it, because it falls out and you won't even know it either. It'll fall out because they made the towel end that sticks into the pants too small for the thing. So yeah, besides those things, the figure looks pretty good. I will get into some other stuff that I don't quite like about it, and then I'll get into the stuff I do like about it. But we are going to go ahead and look at the figure's accessories out of the packaging. Here's a look at the figure's accessories out of the packaging. We do get a lot, as you know, with Ultimate Editions, but we are going to go ahead and look at the cloth shirt right here, and it's just a picture of Jeff Hardy back in his Brood days. It's kind of a little bit blurry from the print, but it's getting by what it needs to. It is Velcro on the back right there, and these do not stain, so don't worry about that. It's not AEW or Jazzwares, which Jazzwares doesn't stain anymore. So, and then we are going to go ahead and get at the head sculpts. This is the they only gave us two, and this one's like a mouth open kind of normal kind of face, and they do got if I can get it to focus on the camera, you do got a little bit of a goatee right there in a different color. The black headband holding back the hair. I think I'm gonna paint one of these head sculpts. I think I'm gonna do a purple headband and do a little bit in the hair of colors. Then we do got the Screaming head sculpt, like the Swanton Bomb or a Yelling, anything like that. Again, everything looks the same right there. just, which I am seeing that, yeah, these look about, yeah, they look about the same. I thought there was a little bit of a difference, so, but there is not. He's just screaming on this one. So that looks really nice too, but I think I like the regular head sculpt better. Then we got the signature Jeff Hardy, or Hardy Boys necklace right here. If I can get it to focus, with their logo there. And this thing fits okay. It looks really nice on the figure. And if you want to, you can color that purple, because we know we did have that a different color. Then we got the black towel here. Like I was saying, that little peg is just a little too small, but it will stay. Then we got the signature hands, the posing hand, the dancing as he's coming down the stage, or the Swanton Bomb hands, anything like that. Then we got our normal microphone holding hands, open hand kind of thing like that. Weapon holding hand. And then we got, which is really cool to see, is the Randy Orton hands, Randy Orton posing hands. That's really cool to see, because that'll work really good with action figure photography, or like pic feds, or any stop motion or stuff like that. Because like as he's coming up to do the signature hands, he does this, and then it goes into the signature. So that's really cool to see them add that in there too. We don't get a belt, but we do get a lot of other accessories. So we are going to go ahead and look at the figure itself. Here's a look at the figure out of the packaging and by itself. I just put the necklace on there. I didn't put the shirt back on there. Wanted to see what it looked like without it. It looks really good. I have no problems with this figure. Well, I have one little problem with it, and I'll get into that in a second. But as far as looks-wise, it doesn't look bad. It actually looks like a good figure. For the most part, it moves all right, about the same as any other Ultimate. We can go ahead and look at the other head sculpt, the Screaming head sculpt, because I have not put that on yet. And we can go ahead and pop that one on. And this one sits a little bit tighter on the head there, and is a little bit harder to move. But that's what the Screaming head sculpt looks like there. It looks alright, but still, I think I'm going to pop the other one back on, because I think it looks a little bit better. It sits better on the head. It moves around a good bit better. Put that back right there. We can go ahead and look at articulation. Head spins around. He can look down. Okay. He can look up pretty good. Goes around. Double jointed arms there. And we do got the butterfly joint, so he can reach back pretty far. And he can reach back pretty good there too. So that's one thing I do like about the older ones, is they don't have any drop down hips. Ab crunch is pretty good. He can move around all right. Not much of a swivel, but he can move good there, and he can bend down pretty far there. He can kick up pretty good. Knee bends really good. I can go ahead and back up the camera here and get into some other stuff. Knee bends, we do got thigh cut, and we do not get shin cut here, which is really sad to see. And we do get the toe right there that moves, and then we do get the swivel there. And what else about drop down hips is I can grab another Ultimate to show you. Here is the Eddie Guerrero, or Shreddy, because they made him way too big. I'm probably going to get the purple one. I'm probably going to wait a little bit and then I'll pick it up. But here's what I saw about the drop down hips. That right there just kind of drops down. And this is what it looks like. It is ball hinge, but it's got that little spot in there that allows the hip to drop down. And this one doesn't. It's just on a hinge right there. So yeah, like there it's nice stiff, but here you can drop down both of the hips, and it just looks a little weird. And they do break really easy too. Like if you drop it down, you can't raise it up. It's stuck right there. And then also sometimes you'll be moving the leg, and if the hip drops down wide the leg, if you go to bend it, it'll snap. So you got to be really careful with those. But besides that, looks really good. I can go ahead and show you the towel fell off. That right there is where it goes, and this is just a little too small right there. It does have a lot of extra room, but it does sit okay. We can go ahead and look at the details here. We do have the paint. This is not a tattoo. This is like arm paint and everything. Right here, it does wrap around the butterfly joint like that, and doesn't really go onto this side. And then we do got the signature Jeff Hardy wrist wrap. I can zoom in a little bit here. Then we do have the signature Jeff Hardy wrist wrap right there. And yeah, everything looks good. The necklace looks good on the figure. Everything seems to be all right with it. So looking at the figure, my only problems with it is the split. He can only go this far as the split, which is pretty disappointing because you can't really get a super kick or anything like that. I know Jeff didn't really do any, but you can't really do a split there, which is okay. You know, this Ultimate is, I am going to do a custom on it though. I am trying to get another one. I don't know. I might see if the guy that I ordered this one from still has some more, because I do want another one, and I'm going to leave it how it is. My plan is to do a lot of Jeff customs, so I plan on getting about 2 more of these. This one's going to be my custom right now, and then I'm going to get another one for another custom, and then I want to get another one just to leave how it is. Jeff is my favorite wrestler, and I'm getting really good at customs, and so I just figured why not do a Jeff custom. So stay tuned for tomorrow. I'll do a Fix Up Friday, and Jeff will be in it. So hit that notification bell, and we are going to go ahead and get into the action figure comparisons really quick. Here's a look at our Jeff Hardy comparisons right here. These are all my Jeff Hardy action figures. I plan on getting the Blacklight Jeff Hardy here soon, and I plan on getting some other figures because I'm trying to get every Elite and Ultimate and Jazzwares Jeff Hardy action figure, because I don't plan on getting all the basics. I do have a few basics and a few Jakks figures down in a tote, but we are going to go ahead and look right here. The Ultimate is a little bit taller on, I believe, all of these. This one is a custom, I think. I don't know what the body, if the body was, the head was put on the body, and the Jazzwares is taller than that one there. If I can find, I don't know if I have the head sculpt beside me or not. I am going to look and see if I do have this head sculpt beside me, which I do not. Oh yeah, I do right here. The neck peg's normally different between the Jazzwares and WWE, but the AEW, this AEW one, it looks bigger than the other ones, which it doesn't. I was going to see if it could sit on there and see how that looks. If it did sit right, I think it would look really good. I'm going to try to see without snapping anything, try to see if I could press it down any. Right there. And it does go down on the head sculpt, but the skin tone doesn't quite add up as much, and I think the head is maybe a little too big for the figure. Maybe not, maybe good, but that actually looks really good in my opinion. The camera doesn't quite pick it up as good, but off camera, this thing looks actually really good. I actually like the way that looks. So yeah, that does look really good, but we are going to pop the regular head sculpt back on. And we are going to go ahead and look at our other action figure comparisons. Here's a look at our Ultimate Edition action figure comparisons. I do have a few more, but if I put all of them in there, that would be a little too much. But we are going to go ahead and look at the height. They look about the same. They might be, Jeff might be a little bit taller. He does look a little bit taller there. Triple H, you could easily tell he's a lot taller. And Ray there. Those scale really well. So these scale really well. I think out of all these, the Triple H moves the best and feels the greatest. It can move really good and pose around really good. But I do like the Jeff Hardy too. Like I said, all the other ones have drop down hips, but they do scale really well with each other. So we are going to go ahead and look at our AEW Supreme action figure comparisons. Here's our AEW Jazzware Supreme comparisons with the Ultimate here. This is not all of them by no means. I do have a good bit more sitting behind me in my arena, but we do have one of his greatest rivals in my opinion. They do scale pretty good there. I think they're supposed to be around the same height. And then we do have the new Will Ospreay, which Will Ospreay is a good bit taller there. But these do look pretty good up next to each other. And next, we are going to go ahead and get into our New Japan Super 7 action figure comparison. Here's a look at our New Japan Super 7 action figure comparisons here. As you know me, they didn't never wrestle each other. But as you know me, I make sure y'all can see how the figures look up against all the different kinds of brands. So here we have Super 7. These do scale really well with each other. I do like the way these look next to each other. I think Tomohiro Ishii is supposed to be a little bit more shorter, but they do scale really well with each other. And for our last comparison of the day, we're going to go ahead and look at our Storm Collectibles New Japan action figure comparisons. Here's a look at our New Japan Storm Collectibles action figure comparisons. Of course, they make them a little too big, like a little too muscular there. But Suzuki is taller by a little bit. Try to get it to focus a little bit. It's having a hard time focusing. He is a little bit taller there. Or maybe they're the same height. I'm not sure. They look around the same height, which I know Suzuki is supposed to be shorter. And El Desperado here is a good bit taller, which I think they're supposed to be around the same height. But I know Storm Collectibles doesn't. They have their own type of scale right there and their own type of way of doing things. So, but we are going to go ahead and put the figure back on the turntable and close out the video. Here's a look at the figure on the turntable one more time, hitting another pose. I don't really have too, and there it goes right there, falling off the turntable. We'll try to set him back up. I do not have many problems with this figure. There is a few that I talked about, like I said, with the towel not fitting the greatest, and him not being able to do much of a split. But that's okay. Not really too big of problems there. I do have the figure right here. Try to set him back up without him falling. See, the towel already fell again. It's down on my floor, under my desk somewhere. But like I said, the figure looks really good. I don't really have too many problems with it. It is really hard to pick up right now. They are going, aftermarket prices is very expensive right now. But yeah, it is. It's going to be a little pricey if you want this figure. But like I said, with my opinion, I think this is a great figure. And I'm going to use it for a custom. So it depends on what year, whatever you want it to be. Because, Jeff does not have tattoos on this figure. He does not have any back tattoos. And as you know, Jeff is covered in tattoos right here, as you see with the Jazzwares. So if you want a Jeff Hardy now, you might not want to pick up this figure. But for me, it doesn't really matter. I'm getting all different types of years of Jeff. So I really wanted to pick this one up. And I want to pick the other one up too, because I got some ideas with it. So if you want to see some posing and stuff with this figure, go to my Instagram page. It is Brantley_collects on Instagram. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more videos of mine. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.